Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of Cubs Daily. My name is Steven Ryan. I want to give a big shout out to everybody who has liked the video, subscribed to the channel, and commented down below. Big love being sent all your way. Today, we're going to talk a little bit more about the Kyle Tucker trade. I'm just hearing way too much. Oh, the Cubs messed up, blah, 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 blah. No. I want you all to relax. We'll get into that in a moment. We'll do a breakdown Shota versus Brandon Pfaadt in Game 3 for the Cubs and Diamondbacks. And we'll give you guys a little preview to Game 4 as well. Because on Sundays, we haven't posted yet. And I'm going to be out of town on vacation. So we'll give you a little tease of that one. But let's make sure we like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below any thoughts you have seen so far through the first 2 games of this domestic opening series against the Diamondbacks. How have the Cubs looked? Do you like the batting order? What would you change about Craig Counsell's managing style? Because I know a lot of Cubs fans in my life would definitely do something about that. But let's hop into this Kyle Tucker trade ordeal, ladies and gentlemen, because Cam Smith made the opening day roster for the Astros. He's going to be plugged in at third base, and honestly, I'm not too familiar with the depth of the farm system for the Astros, but it makes sense that he made it. They lost Bregman. They lost Tucker. They're kind of in a little bit of a transition period. Obviously, Cam Smith had a spectacular spring. I don't want to take anything away from that at all. He absolutely deserved to make the team. I don't think he would have made this Cubs team, and I don't think he's better than Matt Shaw. He's the 18th youngest player or 18th fastest player to make his big league debut from being drafted. He had barely half a season of playing in low A ball with the Cubs. Some great players have made it out of that, being quickly brought up in the big leagues. And then there's some players we don't even know who they are. So hold the brakes, pump the brakes. The Cubs haven't necessarily messed up anything yet. Kyle Tucker is going to be as advertised. I really want you guys to talk to me at the end of April with this one. Kyle Tucker's an absolute star. We flipped Christopher Morel, essentially, for Kyle Tucker. I love Chris Morel, big bop hitter for the Cubs a few years ago, but the Cubs needed to do this. They needed to get a star bat. I do think they need to add another star bat, but it starts with the first one, right? Instead of hoping some players develop, the Cubs made a move. They want to make the postseason. They went out and got Kyle Tucker. They flipped Morel for Paredes, and then they traded Paredes, Caden Wisniewski, and Cam Smith to the Astros for Kyle Tucker, who is in the last year of his deal. And I think a lot of people are up in arms because they think Kyle Tucker is not going to re-sign with the Cubs. I know history kind of shows that, they probably won't re-sign him. But let's try our best to give this team a chance. I don't think Jed wants to necessarily want a big-time bat out of the order like that if he doesn't have to necessarily. But, depending on the season that Kyle Tucker has, depends on how much he wants to get paid. I know the Cubs don't ever paid a player that much, but there's a first time for everything, right, ladies and gentlemen? So I'm kind of thinking that's exactly what's going to happen here with the Cubs and Kyle Tucker. I think they'll get an extension done. I don't know if it'll be midseason or shortly after the regular season ends, but I think the Cubs will extend Kyle Tucker and have him play right field for the foreseeable future. He's a complete baseball player. He's going to hit 30 home runs, maybe close to 40, and I'm excited to see him at Wrigley Field this upcoming season. I know Cam Smith might develop into something, ladies and gentlemen, but you can't win everything. I'm scrolling across TikTok, Twitter. There's plenty of trades that were made for next to nobodies, and then the player that was traded became an eventual superstar, right? Like O'Neal Cruz. I'm not even saying he's a superstar, but he was a former Dodger, right? Yordan Alvarez were traded for Josh Fields. Who? Exactly. So you just never know. It's a total crapshoot when you're trading prospects. I'm hoping the best for Cam Smith. I want both teams to win in this deal. No doubt about it. I know if you don't like the Astros, you don't have to like them, but I'm still rooting for a former Cub, Cam Smith. I hope he finds success, and congratulations to him making the big league roster. But this situation and that situation are completely different, right? Nicky Lopez was a part of our team, but he requested a release because you know what? There was nowhere for him to play on this infield, especially with Dansby Swanson and Nico Horner in the middle infield and Matt Shaw getting a brunt of the work at third base. So I just want you guys to hold the horses on this nonsense. It's complete nonsense. Great for Cam Smith. I'm happy for him. But you know what? When the lights are bright and the regular season dawns upon us, it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be successful. Plain and simple. So, I mean, I'm hoping for success for him, but the Cubs got the good end of the deal. We got the superstar bat. And I think the Cubs are going to make a playoff push this year. So I'm going to keep that hope going forward, rooting for Cam Smith along the way, but not truly thinking about it anymore as we got the better end of the deal. So, our actual opening day starter in Japan, Shota Imanaga, did go 4 innings and did not allow a run in that time span, which was absolutely fantastic. He did give up 4 walks, though, which was kind of out of characteristic for him. But again, the Dodgers are the best team in baseball, roster construction-wise, from top to bottom, ladies and gentlemen. Shota did the best he could. Then Ben Brown came in and he gave up a run. But there's not much you can do sometimes when you're facing that overwhelming of a lineup. The Dodgers are just that good. They are going to win. They should win over 100 games. They might push for that record. I don't know. We'll see. Complacency does matter, but it's also baseball. So kind of a crapshoot in that sense sometimes. But Shota bouncing back for Game 3 is going to catch a favorable matchup with Brandon Pfaadt, who in the 2023 postseason really made a name for himself in this Diamondback squad, striking out a bunch of batters and really giving this Diamondbacks team a chance to win. Let's take a look at the matchup here. Again, I do think this is a matchup the Cubs can absolutely take advantage of, ladies and gentlemen. Shota with a sensational ERA and whip, and Brandon Pfaadt had a little bit more of a struggling year last year, 4.71 ERA, a 1.2 whip. You really want that whip to be as close to 1 as possible. So Brandon Pfaadt is kind of like an all gas or no brakes pitcher. If he's on, he's on. But if he's got a little bit of a control issue, then the Cubs have an excellent chance to take advantage of him in this series. And the Cubs are kind of playing matchup here, and they are bringing in Shota, who's really in my opinion, their top pitcher. I know Justin Steele is considered our ace, but last year Shota was our best pitcher. And this year he was awesome in his first start as well. So I like Shota, and I like the Cubs in this matchup. The Cubs should be favored to win this one. And, I mean, according to the batting averages and the numbers, the Cubs have had some solid success. I know Dansby Swanson's hitting 400 against Brandon Pfaadt for his career as well. So I'm excited to see the Cubs take advantage of maybe this matchup here today against the Diamondbacks. So that's a little bit of a tidbit preview for Game 3. I'm going to let you guys out a little bit here in Game 4. This is a classic Craig Counsell move, ladies and gentlemen. He generally likes to wait until day of to announce his starter for the game. Is it going to be Matthew Boyd? Is it going to be Ben Brown? I'm not sure what he's thinking here. I think he's going to have to see how the first 3 games go. I'm really kind of hoping he goes with Ben Brown. Give the kid the start, Maybe let Matthew Boyd have a day off or 2. I'm okay with that. I want to see Ben Brown work, and I want to see him in a high-leverage situation against a really, really good baseball team. And that's what the Diamondbacks are, ladies and gentlemen. They're a really good baseball team. I'm hoping the Cubs have a chance to either split this series or take 3 of 4 on this front against them. So, again, Ben Brown, Matthew Boyd, let me know in the comments who you think the Cubs should start for this one. Again, this is a little tidbit preview. Again, I will be back tomorrow or on Monday. We'll break down the whole series against the Diamondbacks and preview that next one for you guys as well. But again, I want to shout out all of you guys throughout these videos. Your support has been absolutely incredible. Again, it's free to like, it's free to subscribe, and if you guys really want to take the time, it's of course free to share as well. Share it with all your Cubs fans. Happy opening day weekend, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. I'll see you guys really, really soon.